The camera opens on a rushing river at dawn mist, rising like ancient spirits from the surface, while the cries of distant predators echo faintly across the plains. But here in this moment, the focus is not on the hunters of the land, but on a fragile band of early humans, Australopithecus, who have turned their gaze toward the river as their only hope for survival. What would it mean if humanity had placed its fate in the water, not on the soil? Could the flow of fish have carried us forward or drowned us in dependency? The story you are about to witness is not of abundance, but of desperation, ingenuity, and survival, written in movements of bone, stone, and flesh, against the current of time. The tribe crouches by the riverbank, their bodies lean and restless from days without game. The tall grass of the savanna has yielded no prey. The fruit trees stand bare. The matriarch, scarred by age and battles with nature, signals with a sweep of her arm toward the water. Eyes turn as silvery flashes ripple beneath the surface. Hunger sharpens their senses, and instinct takes hold. With sharp stones chipped into crude blades, the tribe enters the shallows, splashing, lunging at shadows. Some thrust their hands blindly into the cold current. Others hurl sharpened sticks, each movement clumsy yet desperate. A child squeals as a slippery fish wriggles free from grasping fingers, vanishing back into the depths. Laughter does not come, only a low growl of hunger in their bellies. A sudden triumph erupts when one young hunter raises a writhing catch overhead, its scales glistening like fire in the dawn. The tribe converges, tearing at the prize with a primal urgency, yet the meager flesh cannot silence the hunger of many mouths. Still, hope flickers the river can provide. And so begins a new rhythm, day after day, bodies bent over water, hands bruised and bleeding, persistence slowly carving method from chaos. Rocks are piled to form traps. Sharpened sticks become spears, and nets of woven reeds begin to emerge, crude yet powerful extensions of their will to endure. Fishing becomes not chance, but craft. Yet survival never flows in a single current. As the tribe grows bolder at the river's edge, so too do other eyes watch. Crocodiles drift like shadows beneath the surface, their ridged backs betraying their presence. Only when the sun strikes, just so. One morning, as a young female crouches to fill a leaf bundle with water, a sudden eruption of scales and teeth sends chaos across the shore. She falls backward, screaming without words, as the beast lunges. Instantly, the tribe springs forward, hurling stones, stabbing with spears, their unity forged by terror. The crocodile thrashes its jaws, clamping onto a man's leg, before retreating with a splash that paints the water red. The tribe drags him ashore, the wound gaping, life seeping away. A circle forms around him, hands pressing herbs and ash into torn flesh faces, painted in fear and determination. The river gives life, but it also demands blood. Still, they return. For hunger does not relent, and the tribe learns. Children are kept back from the water's edge. Guards stand watch with spears, and together they develop rituals of caution. But a greater storm brews beyond the rippling surface. Another tribe, lean and scarred by famine, approaches from across the plains. Their scent is carried by the wind, their footsteps heavy in the soil, and soon the river will no longer be the prize of one people. It will be the battlefield of many. Here, survival is not only against beasts, but against each other. The clash begins not with a roar, but with silence. Two tribes stare across the narrow bend of the river, their bodies painted by dirt, blood, and hunger. The newcomers are taller, their shoulders broader, their stone tools sharper. For a heartbeat, the only sound is the gurgle of water, carrying fish downstream. Then, with a sudden cry, they surge forward, splashing into the shallows, to claim the river as their own. Our tribe reacts with primal fury. Spears are raised, rocks are hurled, and the once sacred water erupts into chaos. Limbs thrash, stone meets bone, and the current carries crimson threads downstream like ribbons of warning. The battle is not only of strength, but of cunning. Our tribe uses what they know, the traps they built from stone, the reed nets that lie hidden beneath the surface. As enemies push deeper into the river, their feet snag balance, falters, and our hunters strike with precision. Yet, the cost is heavy. A young male barely more than a boy is struck across the skull with a stone collapsing into the water, where the current drags him under. His mother screams silently, her face twisted in grief. But the fight rages on. In this raw conflict, grief cannot be indulged. Survival swallows sorrow whole. Finally, the intruders retreat, beaten back by both wounds and the fury of defenders. But victory is hollow. The dead lie still, the wounded groan, and the river runs dark. The tribe gathers around the fallen boy, lifting him from the water with reverence. They do not yet have words for death, but their gestures, hands pressed to chests, heads bowed, speak of loss carved deep into their shared memory. That night, the tribe sits close around the firefish, roasting on pointed sticks. The meal is somber, each bite both triumph and reminder. The river is theirs, but the price is steep. Days pass, and hunger again drives them to the shore. The tribe adapts. No longer do they fish recklessly in the open shallows. Instead, they work together to channel the current guiding fish into narrow pools blocked by stones. Women weave tighter reed nets, while men sharpen longer spears hardened in fire. Even children play their part, beating the water's surface with sticks to drive fish into the traps. Slowly, their dependency on the river becomes a system, a rhythm, a way of life. But dependency is also vulnerability. When the sky darkens with sudden clouds, the wind howls and thunder rolls across the savanna, they realize how fragile this new order truly is. The storm comes with no mercy. Sheets of rain hammer the earth, turning the river into a raging torrent. Traps are torn away, nets shredded, the careful balance of survival swept downstream in a flood of chaos. The tribe clings to one another as lightning splits the sky, illuminating their fear in stark flashes. A mother shields her infant beneath her body. A wounded man drags himself higher onto the bank, teeth clenched against pain. The roar of water drowns all else, a reminder that no matter their craft, nature reigns supreme. Yet, as the storm passes and dawn reveals a broken landscape, the tribe rises. Mud-soaked, weary but alive, they return to the river. They rebuild because they must. And in their persistence lies the seed of something greater, the unyielding rhythm of humanity itself. When the storm clears, silence blankets the land, broken only by the distant calls of scavenger birds circling above. The river has changed, its banks, widened its traps, destroyed, but in its chaos, it has also given. Along the muddy shallows, dozens of fish lie stranded, shimmering in the rising sun. The tribe rushes forward, hands scooping spears, striking baskets, filling with a bounty unlike any they have known. Hunger is silenced for the first time in many moons, not by struggle but by chance. Their cries are not of fear now, but of triumph. The river has tested them, and though it has taken much, it has also rewarded their endurance. The wounded are tended with herbs pressed into gashes, ash smeared to seal bleeding. A boy with torn flesh on his leg from the crocodile attack learns to lean on a carved branch, his limp becoming a mark of survival, not defeat. Around the fire that night, the tribe feasts. Flames crackle, fish sizzle, and laughter rare and fragile returns. Children clap mud-streaked hands as elders raise their arms to the sky, giving silent thanks to forces they cannot name but deeply feel. For a moment, fear loosens its grip, replaced by something new, belonging. In the days that follow, unity becomes their strongest weapon. Each act of fishing, each shared meal, each defense against predators binds them tighter. They are no longer scattered individuals clinging to existence, but a people forged by river storm and blood. From this struggle arises more than survival. It is the first spark of culture, of ritual, of myth. The river is no longer just water. It is memory, danger, nourishment, and story. And as the sun sets on the endless savanna, the tribe sleeps side by side, their bellies full, their hearts steady. Tomorrow will bring new storms, new predators, new rivals. Yet tonight, they rest as one. In their survival, in their resilience, lies the seed of humanity's eternal tale to endure, to adapt, to rise again.